Alfred State's quad, a place that some consider to be the heart of campus, while some see it as just another way to get to class. I believe that should be changed. Every college campus should have a public space that is attractive and provides enjoyment, and encourages social interaction. The current quad on campus has many factors that play into the lack of the use of this space, but nothing that cannot be changed. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Colin Thompson, and this is my proposal to redesign the Alfred State quad. Before any concepts were brought about, a proper site analysis was necessary to determine the pros and cons of the space as it is today. Highlighted here are the major corridors that see most of the foot traffic in the area. I wanted to ensure that these spaces remained the same to allow easy commute between buildings. Next, we can see the green spaces on campus. There are plenty of these spaces which could totally be capitalized on to improve the area. Unfortunately, there are few points of interest in the quad. The bell tower and diagonal walkway are the only interesting features. Creating more points of interest was pivotal in my thought process to better use the space. Seen here are the current areas that provide seating. The few options in the quad are boring and just a bench next to a sidewalk. This has to be improved. Now, highlighted are areas that I believe are wasted or dead spaces. These spaces were poorly designed or mismanaged land use, causing too small of areas to put anything significant on. Here are some of the areas of steep elevation that were considered. Should they stay? Is there something that we can do to use these spaces? Lastly, we can see the sun path for the site. This is a major component that will play into the placement and orientation of new site additions. Analyzing solar conditions will influence the design process and dictate the success of the space. After considering the strengths and weaknesses of the current conditions, as well as what I would like to see placed on the site, I've come up with a complete makeover of the quad that fosters social interaction and widespread use of the space. The new quad will feature the ultimate commons building, the Overhang, complete with lounges, game areas, private meeting rooms, and cafe-style seating with the best views on campus. This is in addition to topographically integrated seating that promotes outdoor use of the quad, while a water feature and unique walkway provide alternate attraction. To better articulate the relationship of the proposed changes, here is the south elevation. The overhang dominates the space as it provides the most utility on the quad. Also shown to the west is a new seating area recessed into the hill adjacent to the engineering building. This is separated from the middle of the quad by one of the main foot traffic corridors that I ensured remained the same. To the east of the overhang, the new walkway structure can be seen. Later elevations will better depict this feature. Here, it can be seen that all new retaining walls were made of a brick that matches many existing structures on campus. The overhang, however, is made primarily of aluminum to stand out and contrast buildings of differing occupancy. Shown here is the east elevation, which better shows us the new walkway feature in front of E.J. Brown. It's a unique structure that pedestrians walk through that matches the organic louvers of the overhang. To the south of the overhang, the addition of another seating area can be seen. This took the place of the old ramp and provides a more usable green space and a new water feature. The north elevation best shows us the unique form that the overhang's louvers take. Each individual louver is rectilinear, but combined they take the shape of an organic mass. Additionally, this elevation shows us the similarity in distance between all points of interest: the E.J. Brown walkway, the bell tower, the overhang, and the seating in front of the engineering building. The west elevation clearly shows the relative proportions of the new seating area south of the overhang. This area is an open green space with a surrounding water feature, which in total is about the same area as the overhang's first floor. Now, to focus on the overhang itself, a building section is shown. Longitudinally, the entire building is split into 3 areas. This section was taken through the southernmost, which we can see on the first floor serves as the entrance and game room, while on the second floor serves as the area that hosts the private meeting rooms. Scale figures allow us to see the high ceilings, 11 feet on the first floor and 14 feet on the second. Next, this section was taken longitudinally through the center of the building. This area serves as the first floor lounge, the second floor cafe seating, as well as the restrooms and staircase atrium on both floors. Here is the last longitudinal section of the building. On the first floor, this area serves as a utility area with vending machines, as well as a hallway to travel away from the busyness of the entrance. This area on the second floor serves as additional seating if people prefer to be away from the cafe-style area. The overhang is also split into 3 transverse sections. This section is the easternmost and allows us to see the size ratios of different spaces. The first floor lounge is one of the bigger areas on the first floor, and the upstairs private meeting rooms are modest in size but have satisfactory space to host small groups. The middle transverse section shows us the height and the unique materials of the atrium. A mosaic accent wall provides contrast to the upstairs hardwood floors, and aluminum pendulum lights complement the muted tones of the accent wall while providing a unique lighting feature in the building. This last transverse section shows us the continuation of the high ceilings into the restrooms on both floors. Additionally, we can see the hallway on the north side of the building and its relatively small size to allow for prioritization of spaces for other uses. To show how these additions improved the quad, here is a before and after picture. This is an overhead view from the administration building. After the change, the most notable difference is how much fuller the quad looks. My additions added features to fill in the emptiness and blank spaces of the quad. Next is an overhead view from the mail center, and this shows the overhang relative to existing structures. It is not overly dramatic, but rather an attractive and modern addition to the site. This overhead view is taken from above the spine, which connects upper and lower campus. The addition of a new green space and water feature can be seen while maintaining the size and location of major foot traffic corridors. This green space addition utilized a lot of wasted space that surrounded the previous ramp. This is the east side of the engineering building before and after. The addition of this seating that is recessed into the ground makes the most of the area. This seating will most likely not be used that much during the winter, but it provides more seating and an outdoor gathering space better than the single bench from before. Lastly, shown here is the existing sidewalks between E.J. Brown and the Health and Science building. The addition of an overhead structure is simple, but provides attraction to the space while complementing the overhang. Now that we understand what changes have been made to the quad, an analysis of updated site conditions is necessary. First, we can see the main foot traffic corridors. These have remained the same as prior to the addition and ensure easy travel around campus. Next, we can see the green spaces after these changes. The overhang occupies the center and the largest space. However, the green space around the ramp was reformed and better utilized. The loss of central green space is made up through the overhang and its ability to provide comfort year-round. Here we can see the new points of interest, a significant increase. Now, not all of these are necessarily so interesting that people will stop and stare. However, they make the space more attractive and a place that people would like to gather. The biggest change would be seen here, the areas of seating. There is now a large space along the engineering building as well as some benches near the water feature adjacent to the ramp's green space. A smaller additional area was added next to E.J. Brown by removing the hill and putting in a retaining wall to provide a secluded section of the quad. Lastly, the sun path, which did not change of course, but it proves these changes successful. All spaces on the quad will receive a significant amount of sunlight throughout the day, including the overhang, which has been fitted with louvers on all sides to aid in protection of harsh solar rays. To sum things up, my addition has greatly improved the quad and has made it a space where people want to be and enjoy with friends. Here's the water feature that took the place of the pre-existing ramp and capitalized on a good amount of previously unused space. Here, we can really see the overhang serving as the social space it was designed to be. The attractive building and ample seating allow the area to be a space that fosters social interaction. The addition of a walkway feature ties into the uniqueness of the overhang. On the right is the small seating addition that was created by removing the hill adjacent to E.J. Brown. The overhang really is a one-of-a-kind building, with its unique shell-like massing structure that enhances the comfortability of the interior and makes the building an architectural icon on campus. The inside of the overhang has just as much to offer as the exterior site additions previously mentioned. The game area and lounge are simple yet comfortable introductory spaces to the overhang. A large atrium welcomes occupants to the second floor with an attractive accent wall and unique lighting. The second floor landing directs traffic to seating along the north wall or private meeting rooms for small groups on the south wall. Continuing through the building will lead you to the cafe-style seating that provides the most unique views on campus. With that being said, this concludes my presentation for my proposed additions to the Alfred State Quad. I appreciate you for taking your time to listen. Thank you.